Yep, there it is. What's going on, world? Back at it. You hear from the playback, man. I'm gonna make it real clear for you. If you hear from the playback, that means you found this video, but you didn't catch it while it was live. So you're here now. You probably clicked it for whatever reason. I'm gonna need you to check some things out for me, man. Check some stuff out. I want you to, you can fast forward and skim through it if that helps you understand what it's about. Sometimes different topics happen, but more importantly, you might want to swipe from the comments and then go to the live chat, because sometimes people show up, they come in and out the live chat, they'll say certain things, they'll ask certain questions, and you'll see me addressing them. So if you ever wonder if it looked like I'm talking to myself, hopefully y'all smart enough to not think that way. But if you were ever wondering, you would just have to swipe. So I'm gonna make that real clear. Fuzzy, what's going on, Fuzzy? Fuzzy, I added you, bro. So I added you on the Discord. So let me know if you got that or if you saw that. But yeah, I'm just doing my little normal. Hit the live stream, whatever. Oh, they put the bench right here. That's crazy. They're starting to finally repair this. What do you call this? Playground. And I've been saying this, man. Hold on, man. I got hella time today, so I might be I had the one breakfast this morning, so I still got a lot of spare energy. Energy to spare, I should say. All I did was sit around and do some logistical stuff. I actually took care of a lot of stuff today. I took care of like 2 to 3 things, 2 3 birds, one stone type shit. Doing it big. I don't know if my diet's good though. I don't know if my diet's been good. I feel something flaring up in the back. Pause. So I don't really know. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you, man. I don't think I'm getting sick or anything. I just think maybe I'm like I was drinking the fountain water. I think the fountain's clean though. I just don't know who's the last person to clean the fountain. That's the other thing. I don't really know. I'm walking through the crow territory, man. They living up in the trees right here. That's crazy. But yeah, so for those here from the playback, just understand, man. That's what these are about, man. I'm trying to get my hours in. You're gonna see me locked in every day, staying motivated, staying hyped up, keeping my energy on a good one, on a high one, whatever. And as much as I get sunshine, I'm gonna knock out as much content as possible. So throughout the whole summer, I'm gonna just be bam, bam, just like this the whole time, just getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Making that happen. So you're gonna see me, bruh, making this happen just like this. Those wondering, those trying to understand, you're gonna see me doing this because I need to get 4,000 watch hours. So people talk here like I'm not gonna do no goofy shit and try to entertain you by being out of my own personality, get out of my own way. I'm not gonna do all that shit. I'm gonna just keep motivated like this. I'm gonna stay whatever. Elizabeth, thank you for dropping in. Appreciate you dropping in. Your last name is that Chihuahua? What? Elizabeth Chihuahuas. In El Paso they got a team called the Chihuahuas. It's a minor league team, I believe. It's a really cool team. They got that, and they got I forgot the name of the other one. But in Portland they have the Portland Pickles, which is funny. So they have the Portland Pickles, and then there's another team that they battle against called the Portland Gherkins, which is just a smaller pickle. I guess that's what a gherkin is, which is kind of funny. But I actually met the dude who designed the teams, if not the mascots for the teams, and he's a pretty cool guy. He's kind of a weird dude, but he's eccentric. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, last name's Ichua. That's nice. I like that. But yeah, that's what I was basically trying to say. Is like I'm not gonna sit here and do no extra kind of personality stuff. I'm not doing that. It's just how I'm feeling today. I'll let you know how I'm feeling today. It's like whatever's happening, like I'll stay on that kind of like vibration, that topic, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Oh my bad. So that's just what I'm doing. Donuts. Oh, that's the same dude from last time. Excuse me, sorry. That's the same dude from last time, I think. Yo, somebody asked me the same thing last time, man. What's crazy is I'm gonna have to ask a homegirl of mine next time. I'm gonna have to grab some. Me and her might have to get some donuts before we do our thing. I'm gonna ask her like, "Hey, let's go get some donuts. Let's try something." You saying it real. You sus for asking me. You hella sus for asking me realistically. Big AL moment, big pause moment, and I'm gonna have to just tell her like, "Hey, let's go get some donuts. Let's see what happens." You say you're new, man. If you and you, then it's like, why are you and the other person on that type of time? Like, I don't even know. See, that's the other thing. Like, I'm also not on social media, so I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. Why did they hold on, my bad. The dude says stack that shit live. I'm gonna say what I'm trying to stack live. I'm trying to stack these hours in. So Skinwalker Ryan, I'm gonna just call you Ryan, is that all right? My whole thing right now, I'm gonna try to stay locked in, doing as much content as possible. So that's the most I'm trying to do live, man. If you're trying to see some sus stuff, you're at the wrong channel, man. I can't do that for you. I can't do that for you, unfortunately. So forgive me on that. Oh, forgive me on that, man. You don't have to old caps it either, because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it for you. Go to live content. I appreciate it, bro. I'm trying to do as much as I can throughout the days, man. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say my energy is low, but it's like my energy sometimes would be it be fluctuating. So, but I try to be honest about it. You know, I've always said like whenever we get more sunshine in the city and things are a little more warmer. Obviously, I got to be mindful because my phone's battery might overheat, and then it'll just shut the phone off. But one time my phone shut off, I was able to turn it back on, not from the heat, but just in general, the battery died. I was able to turn it back on real quick, hop back on live for like 5-10 seconds, and then let people know I got to end it right here. Which is kind of funny because I didn't know YouTube will let you do that. I didn't know they'd let you pick it up where you left off, so that was kind of cool. But I'm being very mindful right now. I'm walking through the sun right now, so let me cover the phone with both of my hands. Let me cover this with both hands, man. This is about to be overheated. That happened last time. I was walking through Texas. I literally had my phone out, just like trying to use the Google Maps, and then I was using Google Maps, and I'm over looking at my phone 1 second, like okay, I gotta go 4 blocks this way and then take a left. I'm like literally looking at the directions, and then I look down the next second, it just said it overheated and it shut down. I was like, bro, that's how much heat it is. So today is like 70 something. It's like 71. It feels like 71. Oh, excuse me, it feels like 79, but it's actually 71. So it's one of those days that we're not getting a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a cool breeze. So we're not getting much of a cool breeze right now. It's just straight kind of heat, which is cool actually. Kind of need the heat, you know. The other day was like it was like hot, but then you had this breeze coming through, so it was kind of weird. So imagine like the daytime would be hella warm, and then by the time like night fell, because I think I was outside that night, it was just hella windy. So sun is setting, it's still kind of warm, but then all of a sudden it starts getting hella cold out of nowhere. I'm very mindful of that stuff, tapping in, bro, tapping in. But yeah, everyone that dropped in, I appreciate it, man. Just doing my thing, just doing my thing. You know, shit. Your mama through right now. Oh, it's crazy. They finished. They were doing the little cell tower stuff here. Hold on, let me flip this around. I don't know if you saw the top of the church last time I was walking through. Last live a couple hours ago, closer to 11ish, like 11:30 maybe. Walking through, they had all the people here, getting the cell tower service, and I don't know if they had to rewire stuff. I don't really know how that works. But yeah, they put it over there. That's really dope. You feel me? Today I'm taking my time, man. I'm walk slow as I can, slow as I possibly can. You're gonna see me zigzag the back streets. Get it back home. We're gonna knock out more hours worth of Dragon Quest 8. That's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. You guys don't see no Dragon Quest 8 right now because Dragon Warrior Monsters is happening. So is Pokemon Fire Red. So you're gonna see Pokemon Fire Red, Dragon Warrior Monsters 2, and then from there you're gonna see I don't know what happens after that. I want to say it's I think we're doing Dragon Quest 8 and some Yu-Gi-Oh simultaneously. That'll be closer to summer solstice, I think. I could be wrong, man. I've been messing up my dates lately. I've been messing up my dates, but this is what it's looking like. That's what it looks like, man. I was sitting there real comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Library had the air con or whatever. They had the window. They also had the door cracked. So it was nice and cool. And I walk outside, I go straight into the sunlight. I'm like, oh, that's that heat I needed. You know what I'm saying? I could just lay down in the grass with this right here. You know? Lay straight in the grass, bro. You feel me? But now it's also almost like on a spiritual level, like kind of feeling in the back, like the little tonsil uvula kind of area. Back up there, it's like a little bit. I'm feeling it now. Pause. It's like a swollen or something. I don't know. It's like kind of swollen. So I'm like, on a spiritual level, am I, doing a little too much talking? We doing, man? You talking a whole lot, or maybe we just like we got the urge to talk. Also, I smoked a cigar last night, so when I consistently do that and I ain't eating too well, because like I said, I haven't been resupplying my protein and energy correctly. Suppose that I don't do I don't count the calories to do the caloric intake, but with the amount of moving I do, the amount of uphill walking that I do, at the pace I do, the average person kind of just struggles to walk on the incline. But me, I power. Every time you give me a hill, I swear to God, every time you give me a hill, I just be trying to power walk through it. I hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? In a funny way, like I hate hills, but I take the challenge. So we'll see. It's been sunny every morning, so if I wake up early, I might have to just drop in on my coaches and let them know, like, I'm here working out. I don't know if I should bring the charger and just be like, hey, is it okay if I might have to text my coach and ask her, like, if it's okay to live stream in the gym, because I'm gonna be hella rusty. So you guys get to watch me, like, get hella tired, just get super tired, bro. I'm okay with that. I'm okay showing the vulnerability part. Y'all get to see me struggle. You know what I mean? I didn't even get a chance to do the little my push-up routine the other day. I told you, I told myself I was gonna do it. I was gonna be like, you know what, man? I'm gonna do my little push-up routine. I might start doing that on the shorts. Who knows? Just sit there and hit that. Throw some music over it. I got a whole playlist of this shit, so I might have to start using it. Hey, you see this shit right here? Did that shit fall down? Is this a bush? Hold on. You see what I'm looking at? Either that's a bush, or they might be doing yard work. Okay, I'm gonna ask them. If I see somebody, like the whole thing fell down. Damn, what the hell happened here? I could have swore this wasn't here last time. No, it's a bush. Okay. It's just kind of overgrown. I was like, what am I looking at? Should I hit my head on the leaf? I had flinched for a second. That was crazy. But anyway. Yeah, I remember this one time, I can't remember who I was with. It's like me, my guy Zen, and then like two other people. Probably my homie Jay, and I forgot who the fuck the other dude was. But we was mobbing up this hill like fucking drunk, drinking and smoking and shit. That was dope. Like, we were young though, so it was like 10 something years ago. Having fun. We went to the park and I just kind of hung out. It was a really good night, man. It was like one of those summer nights. I was like, damn, I missed them times, but motherfuckers got it, the intentions and whatnot. So I'm like, oh damn, I'm just trying to chill. I'm happy to be having fun with people on bullshit. Had me really thinking about that shit, man. I'm cool just kicking it sometimes, but yeah. So that's why you see me doing these, man. My intentions, my intentionality is more than likely from a place of productivity. You know what I'm saying? That's all you're gonna hear me talk about. If you ain't trying to hear that, you ain't gotta tune in. You feel me? I'm zigzagging. So we're gonna work our way around and down. I might have to do it the opposite way next time, if that makes sense. So I might have to, because I'm always going this way. You know what, bro? Damn near I might do it right now. Hold on. Should we go down one? So what do? I go to the front and then the back. Let me do that. Fuck that. I'm gonna go down one. Because normally I would have zigzagged, right? But I'm gonna go straight down and then I'm gonna go around. So I'll do that. Because it's like, if I go the other way, I'm trying to remember what's on that side. On the Columbia side. That's where I'm normally go on that side and cut down. But we'll start here and then I'll loop around. Or, You get what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna zigzag from this way. I kind of messed up the flow of the thing, so we'll see, man. Another thing too is, man, I prefer going uphill than downhill. I don't know what it is, because you know, you go downhill, you gotta brace yourself. I don't like that feeling. I just don't like that feeling of like, because the thing is, if I slip, I'm falling backwards, if that makes sense. So I prefer going uphill for that reason. You know, if I fall forward, I can catch myself a bit or whatever, brace myself. You know, that's just me. But going backwards, I don't know why it probably something that I went through falling wise before. You know what I mean? How's it going? So that's probably, I don't know. That's just my assumption. I could be wrong. But yeah, actually, I get to show you guys the little. Cause now we're switching it up and going opposite. You know, I usually just follow the flow of the direction of leaving the library and whatnot. But now I got to show you. I feel like I've done this before, but from this direction. I just did it as a different pattern. Hold on, let me show you. But we have this little thing. It pretty much splits into two. So you see, it says it's a dead end if you go to the left. So if you were to go on that side, it's a dead end. But if you go to the right, you pretty much go to that's the main street right over there. I've come up from the other end, like maybe once or twice before, because I was walking on the side that had like there's like this house that had all these carnations, and like it was like a really high tech, newer looking house next to a an old brick one. So that's what's over there on that side. But yeah, man, it's little pockets over here. So run to a couple people here and there, a few families, they've been here for a minute. So hanging on, holding on strong and holding it down. Whatever. But yeah. So maybe I'll do this style of a zig and zag, and then, maybe I'll cut over to the park, because there's a little small pockets where I lose a bit of reception, but walk through that real fast or whatever. Post up over there, grab some sun rays a bit, tap in with those insects, and then yeah, just walk home. Call it from there. That way I can just kind of like stand around too. Shit, I'll be around the what do you call this right here? The like, it's not really sunset yet, but it's like I could just be like zoomed out. I don't know what the word is. Like I could just be not all in the shot, but I could stand from far away is what I'm trying to say, for lack of a better term. I also got to be careful, because every time I swear to God, every time I set my my belongings down on somebody, it's very nature-esque, right? Every time I sit down my belongings, just like we getting random bugs, man. Just crawling on my stuff. Yeah, sometimes they be on my shirt. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, thing just came out of nowhere. But yeah, hey, low key, I might have to walk up on this house and show you guys the fountain. Hold on, let me walk. I might have to do it, man. I gotta show y'all the fountain now. I've always loved walking past this house. It has a good vibe to it, and it's like there's another spot. I used to hang out at my homie's house and hang out on his block, and we would just chop it up for hours. And then at night, I'd be like, bro, just let me know if I'm holding you. And he would have to go inside, and then I would walk home, and I'd kind of walk through these back streets to get home, and I'd bump my music on the PSP or whatever. Yo, check it out, man. That shit is beautiful. It's beautiful. See it? And then next time, I might actually take y'all through. I gotta remember these notes, because like last time we went through the Arboretum, I took y'all through the Arboretum with me. That was a fun little thing. But next time after that, I'm gonna take you guys through what is this? Damn it. I just had the thought of it. The little back streets over here, basically. That's one. But then two, there's another back street area where I get to show you all these nice little homes over here. So, I just be walking through. I'll be mobbing through places, and all that's within reach on foot. A lot of people kind of stick to the main streets, and they just catch buses, or they catch transportation, or they get rides. They drive around. But I've always been the type of person like, hey, low key, I'm about to walk through this alley. Low key, I'm about to walk through this right here. I'm just trying to see what it look like behind this building. I just want to know. I just need to know. So I'll do that. I'll explore, right or wrong. And I used to mob through downtown, just to get to the bite, whatever. And I would try to get to the bite, like, yo, I'm trying to go over there, just hang out, see what's going on, see females, whatever, be seen, whatever, get out there. You know what I mean? And I'd be walking through the alley just to get there. Just me and my friends. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, nobody ran up on us because we like 4 deep. But even then, it's like you start thinking to yourself, damn, if I was by myself, what would have happened? Because that happened to me one time. I don't remember what weekend it was. It was like, shoot, I don't know. It was like May or something, May or April. And I had went to, this is when they still had Buffalo Wild Wings. This was like downtown. They still had it over there next to the Westlake. And the thing about that was kind of a hot spot, you know what I mean? But I left, had to go to the bus stop, and I was like, damn, I should use the bathroom before I left. But I took my leftovers, had it hanging from a bag on my wrist or whatever, and I had to use the bathroom in the alleyway. And then I just saw some random dude walking from across the street behind me. I'm like, oh, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Had the thing on me just in case. And now, I turned around, pulled up my shit. I walked straight up to him, man. Straight into his shit. Motherfucker looked down and folded. Looked down and folded. Said, hi, what time is it, man? Hold on, let me check for you then. Right now, 4:45. 4:45, I think. Yeah, Pacific, my guy. Diogan, Isao. What's going on, bro? Appreciate you dropping in. I'm just walking through right now. I'm just chilling, bro. That's crazy. You know how it is. You speak about people and then they start messaging you. Hold on, let me check my messages real quick. Okay, that's all good. It's nothing too important right now, but it's something that happened. You know? I'm out through. Let me out through here. Hey, man, people be hitting me at the wrong time. Let me know if the audio is still going, because I just got a call. You know what I mean? Do I believe in God, man? Man, where's this conversation going? But of course I do. What we talking about, man? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's really interesting, man. It's really interesting, man. I was thinking about this. What's it called? Damn, I just lost the topic before I checked the messages and everything. I was talking about something. That's interesting, man. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, this little park right here, we mopped through it last time. I'm not gonna do it again right here, but we were there before. We were in there before when we walked through. It's like a small mini trail. Nice little thing. But I can't wait for this. Oh, that's what I was gonna bring up. So I talked to so there's a lady at the library that does I mean they all do the same shit. But this one particular lady, she does the whole what is this? I was asking her about my Wi-Fi hotspot thing because everyone who reserves it, they're like kind of on a list. So I'm like, man, I've been waiting for a long time. So I went up there, and she's like, yeah, you reserved it back in April. I was like, hold on, are you saying April this year or last year? She starts looking at it and is like, yeah, it's been since last year. I was like, that's what I'm saying. Like I had literally talked to someone about this. You know what I'm saying? I literally talked to someone about this on the what do you call this? It's not a bot, but it's someone that you talk to when you're typing. Like people who will help you. Like we're gonna give you some support and assistance, but it's like someone on the other end that's doing what do you call this? Like typing assistance or whatever you want to call it. So she goes, oh yeah, this is something that's been on reserve and there's not even a set number. Usually you have a number because you're in line to get the next thing. You know what I'm saying? So the interesting thing about it is this. The whole, I don't know if it's the whole county, but the whole library thing, the whole library system, I should say, they went through a whole thing where it's like they had a hacking or something like that. So libraries, I remember, were shut down for like a month or a couple of weeks. And I remember this because I was still working, and I used to bring my laptop to work, use the Wi-Fi over there, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna start what do you call this? Using the Wi-Fi here until the library start opening back up, because sometimes it's more convenient to do it at work. But I left the job, so anyway, I'm sitting there. What was I gonna say? I'm sitting there doing I'm doing the whole due diligence, trying to figure out what's going on. I said, listen, if you have to put me in the back of the line for waiting for the reservation, I'm okay with that. Because, I've already waited long enough. I've already worked without it. I've worked without the Wi-Fi router. I don't like need it, but it'd be nice to have. If that makes sense. So she's like, all right, fuck it. So then they finally assigned me a number. They finally gave me some things. Excuse me. They finally gave me some things that, some assurance, if you will, about the whole situation. And then, what was I gonna say? Fuck, what was I gonna say? She was like, man, whenever you have these problems, you gotta let us know because we want to make sure we can take care of it as quick as we can. You know what I mean? So I was like, I understand where you're coming from. It's just a little crazy because it's like, Brett, she said April last year she acknowledged it. So I'm like, hold on, that's like a whole year and some change right there. Like I don't know if it was last year or 2023, but it was definitely like hella long ago. You know what I mean? How's it going? It was hella long ago. You know, but I gotta focus because I gotta cross the street. You did. Gotta cross this street. There we go. Like I said, the connection might get a little spotty, whatever. You know what I mean? Might get a little spotty, whatever. You know? Really interesting, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm convinced these people is bots, man. That's ridiculous. I get asked the same type of shit all the time. All the time, man. But I'm gonna let y'all ride, man. I'm gonna let y'all ride. My biggest thing was like, when people start attacking the mods and shit, people start doing all that. That's the issue. Was there's some drama there, and I don't like that. So I don't tolerate that shit. You don't get the best and the worst of me. But for this particular thing, I be letting it ride. You know what I'm saying? It exists, but it ain't. You ain't got to address everything. I'm starting to learn about this a little more. But it's really fucked up because people be calling me, hit me up at the wrong time. That's the other aspect of this, which I'm like, damn, man. That's the other aspect. So, but I got to keep getting stuff done. Like, it's interesting. My friend was in town. Dude was in town, and like, I almost didn't like. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have time. Like, I kind of want to see him, but I got to get my stuff done. So here I am doing like 3 videos a night at the most, and then trying to get like a live in, daily. And then if I got it in daily, I would try to, load it, upload it, set it up on what do you call it, or have it set up for what do you call this, man? I forgot the word already. Have it set up for a schedule. So I'm just doing all this stuff, doing as much as I can. And I'm like, man, if I hang out with somebody, I'm losing a whole hour, which is crazy, which is hella crazy. You know what I mean? He said, Graydon, hey bro, remember me? I'm not sure if I remember you, Graydon. How long has it been? I don't know if I remember you, Graydon. Remind me, man. You gotta remind me, bro. What's going on? Let me cover the phone because it's getting hot. Trying to get hot. I don't want the phone to overheat. I think we're doing good though. Normally, I'll probably prop it up when I get a chance to stand up or sit down over there by the bench. I don't know if I remember you, Graydon. Was good. Talk to me, man. Yeah, let me know, man. Also, when I walk through this, it's technically James Street between Jefferson and Cherry, but when I walk through James, it's kind of what do you call this? It's kind of choppy. You know what I'm saying? Like the connection is kind of choppy. So let me know if it gets a little choppy. Great, Graydon. Hold on, let me see about this. 3 weeks maybe. Yeah, you're the coin collector. Okay. Chat that night. Talked about hockey and everything. Diogan, man, you're a bot, bro. Because I swear to God, like everyone be asking me some weird shit like that. If it ain't some Jesus Christ shit, it's always about what happened in school that's interesting. It's always some weird shit. It's always very informational. You can tell me something that happened interesting in you in school first. People who ask, I'm telling you, man, people that ask the questions aren't willing to tell it. Not really willing to answer the same questions about themselves. You understand? But yeah. Now I remember you, Graydon. Yeah, I remember we were talking about the coins and stuff. But remember, I asked you, I was like, you got to comment on like a short, just like leave like a little emoji or something. Comment on one of my shorts so then that way I can go to your page and check out the coins. Because I want to see the coins. I'm kind of interested. You know what I mean? Hold on, it's hella bright. I'm at to walk in the shade in a bit. Damn. I'm getting to the park. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I got to check it. But yeah, just let me know. Just leave something there, and then that way I can find your channel or your page. Just leave like an emoji or something. You don't got to put a whole sentence if you don't want to. But yeah. Yeah. You 100. It's crazy, man. Should I sit here? I'm gonna sit at the other one. I might prop it up here, and then that way I could just stand in the grass. It's kind of a better bench, honestly. Here, man. I'm about to swap it out. I'm swapping it out, bro. All right, man. There we go. I appreciate you coming back, though, Graydon. I'm just propping my phone up kind of in the shade, but so I can prop it up. Sit down, maybe. Hold on, man. Let me yeah, I'm gonna keep it right here. I cannot see shit. Hold on, I gotta really sit in the shade. That's crazy. That's how bright it is. It's because the sun is setting a little bit, so it's like right in my eye. Damn, I can't see shit. All right, here we go. I'm gonna just see. I sat here last time when I was eating the chicken strips. Yeah, this place is foul, man. They got bird dookie all over the place. That's crazy. All right, here we go. I wonder how much sunlight's gonna be behind me. So we're gonna find out. Ah. Yeah, bro. All right, there we go. It's crazy, man. Crazy, man. Hey, did you leave one already, Graydon? Is that what you were saying? All right, I'll check. I'll check it later. If you left one there, let me know. I gotta like squat down to see what's going on here. Here we go. But yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. You know, I'm starting to like realize because I was saying this like last time in the last live. I was thinking about this where I was like, I really wanted to address like just not giving up and then keep on, being consistent. The consistency is the other thing. You know what I'm saying? Consistency is the other part about it. But like what that's activating is, or what that's presenting it to me is like, for example, I had some days where I realized this was the week I was kind of in a slump. My shit was like plus 2 hours, plus 4 hours. It was like small single digit numbers. And then this morning around like 7 something. Damn, hold on. Backpack is open. I hope nobody took nothing. All right, there we good. The thing about it was it was plus 24 this morning, so I was like, damn, that lets me know like that was around the time frame when I really started getting things rolling again, like earlier in the week. So, or like late last week when I really started getting the ball rolling again. Pre-tournament, pre-everything, or not tournament, but we had a little meetup or whatever, some separate stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like this, the Yogan, bro. It's just like it was these all these random personal questions. It's like I'm good off that, man. I'm good off that, bro. I'm not even answering you. I'm not even answering you, my guy. You want bullshit, my guy. Because it's just all this like what that is just basically like. See, people don't realize this too. The reason why, whether you're a bot or not, it's some goofy shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's some goofy shit because all of that is related to security question type stuff. So like I don't even address weird shit like that. Where you from, where you live at, school memories, what the school was, all that shit, and then like what is your show? You know, I personally don't do it, bro. Like like I say, I appreciate you dropping in, but all that shit is some weird security related stuff. Like realistically, you know what I mean? Um, but grading was good, man. You said you're tired as hell. What happened to you? You a kid, man. You're supposed to have the energy. You're supposed to have the energy to be doing stuff and getting stuff done. You know what I mean? You got to go for dinner. Have a good one. Are you going for dinner? All right, man. Take it easy, man. You going dinner with family and whatnot? I'm gonna check that comment you left so that way I can find the channel. That'd be good. I'm gonna look out for that. I appreciate it, man. That way I can check it out. But that's what it is right now, man. Like I'm thinking about this. I've been like, thinking about the same thing over and over every day. It's just like, yeah, stay consistent with it. Stay doing what I gotta do, man. Stay making a little. If it ain't an edit, it's gonna be something else tournament related. If it's not tournament related, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna get the video games in, and those are hours in at a time, making it happen just like that. You know what I'm saying? Lives, doing as many as I can throughout the day, whatever the energy permits, but not forcing it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm really in a slump, I'm like, you got to be honest with yourself. Like, hey, man, you ain't feeling too good. You might have to sit there and take a little quick rest or whatever. You ain't feeling too good. Maybe you ain't as active as you should be. Maybe walk around a little more. If you ain't walking around a little more, go back in the gym. So we're gonna see. If I wake up early, I'll try to make it to the gym tomorrow. So I had the right amount of drive this morning. Like I wasn't too out of it. You know what I mean? I wasn't too like my energy wasn't that, it wasn't like too messed up. I was able to kind of get up and go. I went to the gym, but I didn't do anything. I just said hi to all the coaches. I was just saying hi to everybody up in there. I looked around, I saw the dogs, I pet the dogs or whatever, you know what I mean? Things like that. Damn. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it. That's what's happening right now. That's still, hold on. But yeah, bruh. So that's where I'm at with it. We're staying locked in every day. That's all I'm gonna be talking about. You're only hear me talk about where I'm how I'm living and what's going on with me, and you're gonna see me these same areas and whatnot. And I'm gonna say this again for everyone dropping in and out. When you checking it, when you tapping in and checking in with the stuff, just understand, like, check the live chat. If you ain't checking that, then check the you know what I'm saying, just checking every day, because these things are gonna be on schedule. This is a Truancy hour joint, so this is probably gonna come out sometime later. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do as many of these as I can, and you're gonna see them like start to release slowly as a playback. You know what I mean? Um, Not necessarily a video on demand, but just like a scheduled thing. Because I'm not gonna edit nothing. It is, though. Personally, about school, eighth was your favorite. You're tired too, though, from hiking. I got aphids on my backpack. Hiking a bunch. We're on a trip up in Colorado. Okay, about to go to Zion, Utah. That's what it's called. The name of the city. Crab boil tonight. Crab boil sounds kind of good though. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, Graydon, be careful with personal information. You know what I mean? So like that's the whole point I'm trying to make, is like when people ask me personal questions or they ask you personal questions, a lot of times that stuff pertains to like security questions that involve your account or your email. So just be careful. I don't know who the fuck these people are. It could be anybody. People starting off the conversation wrong, trying to because people will comb through, like, think about this, right? People will comb through your profile. Someone can go through my profile and they'll see it's God loving nature, and right away they start asking me questions about Christ and God and shit, and I'm like, no, we ain't even on the same frequency of time or whatever. So then right away people try to break the ice, like we're on the same type of whatever, and they start asking little personal questions, try to get you to open up. I don't play that goofy shit. So it's just like I'm at a point now where, like, early when I was doing these lives, we made friends with a couple people. We had some girls talking about they were dying of cancer. These weird accounts acting like they're dying of cancer. They want you to say personal things. They want to say where you live at, all this weird shit. So just be careful with all that shit, Graydon. You know what I'm saying? Be careful what you type in, and be careful if you ever go live. Be careful with that too. You know what I mean? Chat later if you want. Yep. Zion. Oh, Zion National Park. That's right. Zion National Park. I forgot. I remember the name of that. That's crazy though. But take it easy, man. I'm gonna check out your content. I'm gonna check out your stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I say this to everyone, like if it's a lot of like kiddie stuff, or like it's some like kind of kid edit kind of stuff, or like teenage edit kind of stuff, I usually don't, you know, I usually don't follow, but I will tap in. I'll check in, because like a lot of people who are consistent with me and they leave me comments. I do check out their channels, so I appreciate you, bro. So yeah, man. But yeah, I got a handful of minutes left. Tap in, get that hour in, do things right, make things, ha ha. You know what I mean? Is your favorite grade? That's all. Yeah, but be careful, Graydon. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful. But yeah, I got you. I appreciate you sharing, man. I appreciate you sharing. Thank you for letting us know, man. It's not you though. I'm just addressing the other dude. Not you, but I'm addressing the other guy. But yeah, I'm trying to think of a national park that I went to. I don't know if I ever. I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure I went to one, but it probably wasn't on the scale of like Mount Olympic, the Olympic Mountains or something like that. I don't think it was on that level or that scale. I think it was more something else. You know what I mean? Like a smaller scale. Like Poo Poo Point is something down in Issaquah. So I've been over there. I did that one before. I got no snacks, bro. Yo, chill. Hey, chill out. I got no snacks, bro. I got no snacks, bro. You gotta chill. But yeah, man. No edits on my own content and stuff. No, man. Yeah, yeah. If you're still chilling, but yeah, that's my main thing. I'll check it out for sure. I want to check it out. I'm talking to this crow right now. I got no snacks for you, my guy. Oh, there's something down here. Hold on, let me check. What is it? Sometimes they got baby crows on the ground. I was telling the dude who was doing construction at the house up the hill, because the crows are swooping at my head. So I'm over here I'm just like, damn, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Crows swooping at the head. Pause, and I'm over here looking around, and I told the dude doing the construction of the house, hey man, just look out for the baby crows, because the crows is acting up. They yelling, the birds is yelling. So just look out for any baby birds or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. I told bro I wasn't going to address him with that goofy. You know what I mean? But yeah, sometimes you got some of the animals out here that the little. It's like end of spring, so you're gonna see a couple of things. You know what I mean? You're gonna see a couple of smaller animals. A couple of the babies. I don't know what it is for squirrel. I don't know if squirrels is bucks too. Like it's like bucks and calves or whatever. I don't know if they have the same system of that. If that makes sense. Sometimes there's like smaller versions and bigger versions of stuff. Yo, get down here. I wonder if I do have a snack for him. I know I didn't bring anything. I was walking. I think I left work one morning, or no, one night, and I was walking down the hill, and there's this one area where like these crows kind of usually congregate next to this parking lot. There's like these trees where I think they have their nest across the street, but they usually hang in this one area next to the lot. Walking past the lot, and I see just something on the ground. What the fuck? And all these crows are swooping at my head. So I'm looking up like, what's going on? I look down at the little thing. It's like a little crow, and people are saying the baby crows, they look fluffier. They're technically smaller, but they're just more fluffier when it comes to the feathers and the downs that they have. That's what they call them, like the downs, because when they have down jackets, it's feathers. So that thing just looked hella fluffy. It looked hella big. I was like, what is this chunky looking thing? There's just a little crow right there just hanging out. You know what I mean? So I'll be thinking about that sometimes, where it's like sometimes they warn you like, hey, the baby's nearby, or do you have any snacks, or how you doing, what's going on. They just trying to talk to you. Talk to me. Where are you going? If he's going in a circle, we're gonna see in a second. He went somewhere. Oh, there they go. Yeah, they're grabbing more people. Really, that's really what ends up happening. But yeah, you're gonna see me tapped in with all this happening right here. You know, I'm gonna be locked in doing more of this, man. More content things, more things happening, more things going on. You know what I mean? More things to that degree. Yo, there's a little spider. Get out of here. Get out, bro. You're on my backpack. Move, bro. All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna show it. All right, great. Here we go. Yo, this is my guy Graydon. That's crazy. I'm gonna let it show. For some reason, it took it out. It edited it, but we'll let it ride, man. I guess. You know, he didn't get the point the first time, but you know, you just let it go. If you're still hanging out, just let it go, bro. You know, I was saying this earlier. I was like, people who do stuff like that, I kind of just let it ride. You know, the biggest thing is when people start attacking other people in my community or chat, or people start doing the, you know, whatever to my moderators, and when they start doing the attacking my moderator, that's when I really get, you know, amped up. But I'm getting a little better at it, so that's why I tried to avoid the live sometimes, because I was, you know, actually something happened where like it was Cash and my cousin for virtual fitness or whatever, and they were all in my live, and then they had to moderate for me the whole time, and it was kind of interesting because I was like, I called both of them just to make sure, like, man, you know, I just wanted to apologize, like, I'm sorry that you had to work that hard that night for that chat, but they were cool with it, and like I just didn't tolerate the bullshit. I didn't like the hate that was coming towards them, but everything else, like stuff like that, that talk is pretty light, but I appreciate you coming to my defense, you know, nonetheless, man. So we're gonna let that one ride. We're gonna let all of it ride, man. Um, it's funny because my channel has the basic moderation, so it's really interesting because it's like I'm okay with whatever, honestly. Like I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? I respect you for yeah. I mean, you know, and that's I'm gonna leave you two to it. You know, if you guys end up kind of whatever, I don't want none of you guys butting heads about it. But like I say, great, and I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I did my best to address it as well, but you know, I'm also like, I just don't know. You know, when people ask the personal questions, I got to be very mindful of, like, I don't know who I'm speaking to. It's the internet, so I'm just very mindful of that. That's my basis of it. You know, the religious stuff is cool. I let it ride. I'm like, that's how you feel. You know, you feel the need to talk to people about that. Go ahead and let me know. Then go ahead and talk to me. But other than that, you know, it is what it is, bro. We let it go. It's cool, man. You know, we let that ride. But you know, hey, enjoy your crab boil, man. Don't worry about the yeah, don't worry about the you know, the comment section. You know, I'm wrapping up in about 13 so minutes. I'm getting close to my hour, so I got, you know, I'm chilling. You know, it's not bothersome. But if you're still there, man, go ahead and enjoy the crab boil. Don't worry about me. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's not. I do want to go to Utah though. I thought about this. Hold on, man. Wait, I thought about this. Where is Aspen? Aspen is Colorado. Never mind. But there's another spot in Utah, like the lakes or whatever. Like it's one of the little. There's Salt Lake City, and then there's like the whole. I've seen it from a plane because I remember going to Texas. Like you fly over Utah a little bit, and you get to see that little. I don't know how to explain it, but they have like those kind of like lakes over there or whatever. There's also one of the mountains. I forget what it's called. But you were saying Mount Zion, so I don't know if that's one of it. We have a church over here, called Mount Zion, and then there's Mount Si or something like that. So I know there's like two different things, but I don't know if they're here. I don't know where they're at. But we have a lot of these different religious spots here too. The hill I grew up on, Cherry Hill, man, that shit was you know, the Sisters of Providence were over there actually. You know what I mean? They were up there. So, and I say this all the time, where it's like they were up there. It was a cold religious spot, and it's like they have this one Catholic church that everyone used to go to with the triptych paintings and or the triptych windows, I guess you would say. It's a really interesting thing. But even with that being said, and even though they had that, okay, now we're getting to the deep weeds of some other shit. You know, we'll leave that for another like live or another whatever. If I end up meeting like, oh, there's an aphid, get out of here. There's hella bugs over here. I'm meeting it now in your cool cabin by the river, bro. What's the? Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. There's like hella different rivers that run through like the mountain areas of the United States. I want to see a lot of those places, man. I also want to see some of the little areas near it's somewhere in Missouri, but this old Native American civilization that exists, and they had like different pyramids and different stairs and step cases or whatever, you know, staircases and steps or whatever, like these big old mounds that were kind of like grown over. They grew over with grass and whatnot. I want to see. I forgot the name of the place. It was like a big society area though, so I want to see. Yeah, you know, when I get time, if I get time and money, I want to see more of the country. Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Sure, we good. Yeah, we good. Crab boil sound kind of good right now though. You know, I do like seafood a lot. I do like seafood a lot. You know what I mean? What's going on? You hate school? What? That's your name? How you doing, man? Appreciate you dropping in, man. Appreciate you dropping in. You said you hate school. You know, man, I can't really argue. I dropped out, so I kind of agree with you there. Um, I get the feeling, man. I get the feeling. I appreciate you dropping in. I hate school. I was over here trying to read the name from far away. I had to zoom in. I had to like walk up close real quick. I was like, what does this say? That's crazy. But yeah, man. Can you see the sunset really? Like, can you see it come through the leaves? I don't know if you can really see it through there. It's kind of there, not really. Like, kind of here-ish. I see my shadow. My shadow. The hand of my shadow's there. It's kind of like right here, so you can't really see it yet. But yeah, Colorado River. Interesting. We panned for gold there, and oh, you panned for gold, really? 2450. That's pretty good, man. That's good. That's some good ass money. Shit, 2450. Man, it's nighttime where you're at. Okay, yeah. Over here, it's like so. It's getting close to summertime, so the sun is starting to set like later in the day, if that makes sense. So it's kind of interesting, really. It's actually pretty interesting. You know what I mean? I'm hearing all man. I got all these flies and bugs on me now. Low key, I'm telling you, man. If I was a Pokemon trainer, I would be Koga, man. Poison types and insects. Poison and insects, man. That's what I'm doing. We wearing them down, staying consistent. The park, yeah, man. That's the park, bro. You know what I mean? The park, man. Nighttime, where you at? It's crazy, man, because it's interesting when you get like full 4 seasons. It's like you get the full experience, man. But like you start to miss the seasons, if that makes sense. So like when it's cold, like you miss the heat, obviously, but then sometimes you miss the season that was just before it. So spring is my favorite season, and the heart of spring I like when it's like kind of warm like this, but then really chilly. So I like that feeling, and I like the crispiness of fall. Fall in Seattle is always gonna be like good. You know what I'm saying? But summertime here is probably the best thing because you get the heat and then you get the cool breeze all at the same time. The wintertime is just like it's not as harsh as the Midwest, but nonetheless it's still kind of harsh. Is 8:15? Oh, for you? Hold on, let me check something. Over here it's 5:15. Hold on, man. New music added to the catalog. I published the album. I was working on publishing an album today, so I'm a yeah. Hold on. Yeah, son, we keep the Nugget too. Beautiful color. Talk later. It's 6:18 over there. Oh, that's right. You're an hour ahead. Hate school. Gotcha. Yeah, he might be on the East Coast. I don't know. He's probably on the Eastern time zone. That could be anything. Because you could be in Florida over there too, or whatever. Also, man, peace and love to Trey Cheney. I'm gonna say this again, man. Peace and love to Trey Cheney and his family, bro. Because that is crazy, bro. They like a tornado went through Georgia, ripped the house. The whole house came apart, man. So I don't know, man. Everyone in Georgia that's going through that is crazy right now. Like houses and people just flying out. That's crazy. And it's because it's crazy because Georgia went through the snow too. They had like a snowstorm. People were snowed in. I don't know if it's true. Northern Florida had the snow as well. Now you got tornadoes and hurricanes that are normal in that area, but then now they're just amplified. So it's just kind of crazy. Before they were kind of smaller. They were like less depending on where you're at. But wherever he's at inland, man, his whole house kind of got blown down, and then I guess his son flew out of the house or something. So that's kind of crazy. So because I used to, I was a fan of the show that he was on. I'm gonna say peace and love with Trey Cheney, bro. That shit broke my heart to find out. But he seems to be okay. He also said his son was in ICU recovering, so that's kind of a good thing. You know what I mean? But I just couldn't imagine going through that. My bad. What'd you say? Far left of the like far, yeah. I'm in like far upper right. Yeah. Shit, I got bugs on me, man. But it's like, yeah, and that's the thing is like there's sometimes people come in the chat and they'll be like, oh, I'm in Pakistan or I'm in India, but like I don't know if what's going on right now in the world with that stuff happening over there. They might still be going through stuff. Hold on, I gotta take something out my shoe. God damn it, got stuff in my shoe. So yeah, people from all over the world show up to the chat sometimes. You never know who's who. Some people drop in, some people don't. Some people unsub, some people resub, some people like, how you doing? Whatever. It is what it is, man. You know. Graydon, don't let me keep you here, man. You got to go do your thing. Don't let me keep you here, all right? Don't feel obligated to be here in the chat. Like, just go do your thing. I don't want you to be hanging out. If you really got to go eat, go eat. Go be with the family. You got to go take care of your stuff, you know? You got to go do your thing, man. Don't let me get in the way of that, bruh. So don't hang out here. Don't leave another chat, all right? Don't type up another one. You got to go eat, man, over there. It's like dinner time for you guys. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate you being here. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I got this napkin on me, too. But yeah. I don't know, man. I guess like the biggest thing that I do miss from like the work days was just having the money and the income on hand to like constantly go out to eat. Cause like I'll be thinking about like even right now, it would have been nice if I was able to be like, hey, it's after work. Let me take you guys over to one of my spots. Oh, there goes the sunlight right there. You see the sunshine coming through? Let me get out the way. Bam! I got the sunlight right over my shoulder, bro. That shit crazy. You see the sunlight right over the shoulder? This is some like I might have to screenshot this, bro. Hold on, man. Made them like this, bro. All right, man. That's fucked up, man. My bad, my bad, my bad. I was over here trying to hit the screenshot and then I hit the home button. So it went, yeah, it took me out, but my bad about that. But you can see the light over my shoulder. You can finally see it over my shoulder, which is good. It's like a good angle. You see it right there coming between the trees, man. That shit look like you know how Link walks around with a Navi, a little fairy or whatever? It's like Link with Navi right there. Ocarina of Time. You know what I'm saying? Just got the light over here. Bam. Blocking the light out. Now we go, keeping the light going, man. Creating light right here. My bad about that. I was messing up the whole aesthetic or whatever. It's crazy. I was at the bus stop the other day because I was about to go meet up with a friend of mine. He was in town for a little bit, and I was standing there, and I was like, man, it's gonna be like 10 minutes or something, whatever. So I'm standing there, and then these people that this one lady with her stroller and her homegirl. So her son's in the stroller, and then her homegirl's with her. So these two white ladies, and then this one big black dude walks up, and he's like, man, when's the time the bus is gonna be here? I was like, man, it said a couple minutes. I'm like, all right, we're just chilling and hanging out. But then he starts talking to the ladies because I guess he saw them earlier, and he goes, oh, you guys were at the AA meeting. And I started thinking like, damn, that was the meeting that I almost ended up going to, like what, last year, 2 years ago or whatever. I almost ended up going myself, but they seemed to be locked in. It was really interesting. So I remember all those guys kind of having a conversation amongst themselves about Alcoholic Anonymous or whatever. So that was really interesting. You're eating ice cream right now? Damn, I low-key want some ice cream now. Man, you shouldn't tell me that. I low-key might grab me some ice cream when I get home, but there's also a spot that I used to go to, kind of like near where I hang out. I think they're gonna start reopening it where they sell ice cream out of this like small little window next to the laundromat type shit. So I might start getting me some little ice cream over there if it's still open. I bought a couple of pints and jars. I brought it home one time. That's when I had income. I ain't got no income right now, so we'll see. It's funny because I say I got no income, but I just sold some stock, bro. Motherfucker selling like $900 worth of stock out here, paying shit off. You know what I mean? I was looking at my little credit card statements and shit. I was sitting there like, damn, I got to do this. That ain't shit. And I just sold $900 worth of stock, and I was like, let's get going. Let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no bragging shit, but I just thought about it. I was like, all the work I put in up to this point, you know what I'm saying, pre whatever, I was able to take care of myself in the long run. But I'm surprised I made it this long, bro. I was trying to get a job as soon as possible, but I'm able to hold myself down, and I'm not spending much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really spending much, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing like what do you call this? Like a coffee a day or something, like a coffee, maybe something else a day. Every now and again. Yo, I'm telling you, I got hella bugs on me just hanging out. It's cool, man. They're not really biting or bugging me. They're just getting kind of annoying. You're the only one here where you're at? Or are you talking about in the chat? No, there's like see, people fluctuate in the chat. Sometimes it doesn't show who's there. A lot of times it'll say 0. It's weird because sometimes it says 0, right? But then there's one person chatting with me. And then there's one time where like it said there was 7 people. but then only one person chatted with me. So I don't really pay attention to the number personally, bro. I'm gonna just call you school. I don't want to say I hate. I'm gonna just say it's school. But yeah, school, man. Like sometimes people are like, there's hella people in the chat, but only one person talks. Sometimes there's hella people in the chat watching, and then nobody talks. You know what I'm saying? Like three or four. It just kind of fluctuates. But I really don't pay attention to the number. But if the number fluctuates, that's okay with me because that gets me more views. So I'm happy either way. All right, let's get to walking now. There it is. Hit that 60-minute mark. But I appreciate you dropping in, man. I appreciate if you are the only one here. I appreciate you being the only one here. You know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, don't ever feel obligated to be here, man. Yeah, don't ever. I don't want anyone to ever feel obligated to be here. If you drop in on me, that's more than anything. If you drop in and say hi, that means a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of times I get to check my numbers. I get to see how many people randomly find me, or if there's returning subscribers. You know, the YouTube algorithm is worse than the TikTok one because they only show it on average to a 17 to 20 people at a time. So I get like a little 17 boost from people. A lot of times, if you have a newer channel and you ain't got shit going on, people will really promote your channel. But I got too many videos, bruh. I got 2.1K videos, so I got 2,100 videos at minimum. But like, a lot of them are shorts. But you know how it is content, I guess, right? That's what everybody's saying. Is like, I was trying to tell people, I got a lot of shorts there, so I think that's really what you're seeing. But like, still, man, you're putting the work in. I was like, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm trying. I'm trying my best. Ooh wee. You know what I'm saying? What I'm seeing, I'm trying to see more. You know, you agree with that one? You might not even know what I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm see what I'm seeing. I'm trying to see more, right? That's how I feel sometimes, man. This is how I feel. Some days, sometimes, man. You know what I mean? Trying to stay happier than usual, happier than the normal. Oh, that's crazy. This one? Okay. I don't know if they're going left or right, but I can wait. They're going left. Okay. Let's see, man. I'm waiting on this car. I'm just trying to cross the street. Slowest car I had to wait for would be a grandma. Ain't no disrespect, cause shit, I ain't even driving. She driving, at least I ain't. You know what I'm saying? Back up, bro. What's that, ladybug? What the fuck? Ladybug try to jump in the beard. Chill, chill. I got bugs up in here. I told you, bro. I'm Koga. I'm Master Koga, bro. From Fuchsia City. You know what I'm saying? It's Master Koga, bro. Poison types, insects. I mean, bug types. Because technically, like, I think insect is a very technical term. It doesn't necessarily encompass everything or discuss everything, if that makes sense. But it's hard to explain. Because then you have insects, arachnids, and what's the other one? So that's the other thing is like, what is it, arthropods or crustaceans and shit? There's like different variations. Excuse me, I said variations that are intersecting. Like certain crabs are relative to spiders and to some degree. You know what I mean? And things like, oh man, what's going on, Roscoe? How you doing, bro? And then there's also like those ancient species where they, let's say like a crab or a spider, even like you know what I'm saying, those tarantulas and stuff, they probably have common ancestors to some degree. And then you throw in scorpions in the mix, so I don't even know, bro. So I guess that's funny. Like, it's not like the bugs have pronouns, but you'd be like, are you an insect or a bug? All right, nonetheless, you a bug type. So yeah. But I feel like Koga is one of the only few poison type people. There's someone who uses poison in like the later games. I forget the person's name, but there's someone who uses poison types. And I think it's Scarlet and Violet. Somebody uses poison types. Forgot the name of the person. But that's why I always like Team Rocket, because Team Rocket uses like Weezing and Muck, Arbok. You know what I'm saying? They use hella poison types all the time. That's like my favorite type. That's why I'm Bane. You know what I'm saying? Bane is poison, man. Bane is the damage, and I'm over here like, yep, let's get that poison, let's get that toxic in. What are we doing there? I used to joke about the toxic shit, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna lean into it low key. I'm looking about to lean into it right now. I don't know if I told you guys from last time. So the little taco truck I go to. Oh, let me check the logo. We're at 38%. Battery is dying out here in the sunshine. But little taco truck I go to, they had a dude who was doing Greek food on the side. So he tried to park his shit right next to the fucking taco truck, and then he's giving me a free sample of like some lamb, tzatziki, Greek food or whatever, and I'm over eating that shit. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try this shit. I'm eating it. He said, yeah, just come back next time. I was like, I might come by sometime next week. I come by, bro. The truck is still there, right? But then they ripped all the signs down. They left the signs right in front of the truck. So I'm like, oh shit. So I'm looking like, what happened to his food truck? I think the food truck got fucked up. I'm looking at this shit, bro. I look closely at it. It's like one of those, I don't know, like the blue vans, but it's like cadet blue, navy blue, whatever the fuck. It's like the Amazon truck, but it no longer says Amazon on it. It's like they took off all of the stickers or whatever, the decals. So it's like it looked like a former Amazon truck. They carved a hole on the side to make it a food truck, and then he just put his signs on the side of it. I was like, oh, this dude just had a fake ass Amazon truck and put it into a food truck. So I respected it, but it was kind of sad. So I'm like, damn, that's just crazy. This dude here, oh, that's a green light. I can't even cross it yet. So this dude here was doing some fake shit. The other thing was, I don't know if the Mexican people like fucked his shit up because they were mad at him. That's probably what happened. Shit, I'm not trying to get run over. I think that's what happened because they tore all of his shit off the fucking truck and just left it on the side. So, if I see a homegirl over there that served me the quesadillas, I'm about to say, what happened to the truck? If she don't speak English that well, I'm gonna have to hit the translator. What happened to the truck? I need to know. Because low key, I ain't gonna lie, he had some good food, some good Greek food. The lamb tzatziki. But there's another place right here that has the lamb tzatziki. So I might have to go over there, get some lamb. Is that what it's called? Like lamb or something? Lamb chops? Yeah, I'm gonna try that shit. That's my thing. I just be trying to eat, trying to stay healthy, trying to, stay happy and healthy. Health and happiness, man, that should be intertwined, my guy. Let me show you where we at with it. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Uh-huh. Yeah, one of these houses, my brother's childhood best friend, like he lived in the back of one of these. I think it's this one. You walk up and you go to the back, and it's a whole other apartment up in the back. But I think it's this one. Yeah, you go around back, and he was up there. It was either that one or this one, probably both of them. But we used to go back there, and I remember like when I used to live up the street on 18th. We are now we on the Deuce 7, over here. But when we used to live on 18th, he used to live down here. He used to live on 18th too with us. But the thing about that was like, he was like yeah, he was down here. So then I remember one time we're playing Beyblades as kids. We came all the way down here through all the bullshit. We walking through all the crazy shit, chaos, and he just saying what up to everybody. Like everyone on bullshit, everyone posted up at the stores, corner stores and everything, or convenience stores, I should say. He was out there just saying what's up to everybody. But he was always a cool guy, man. He was always a nice dude. And like, I was like, hey, can I go with? I was asking my brother, can I go with him? And when he picks up the Beyblades and shit, so we went to go grab his Beyblades at the house now. He had to let my brother know, like, no, he's good with me, like he's safe with me, like he's gonna like I'll make sure nothing happens to him. And it was like during that time period, that situation. So it was cool, man, to come down here. That's when I first got a taste of what was going on. I started seeing, I was like, damn, just like this. So I remember that was one of the first times I came down because most people were telling you, you got to avoid it, you got to stay out of there. It gets real hectic. You know what I mean? And then lo and behold, who would have known? Like 2 or 3 years later, we ended up having to move down here. So it was a whole situation where I was like, damn, we so used to being up the hill, we didn't know what it's like over there. And yeah, we were just like, all right, it's whatever. But it wasn't too bad. It was a little crazy, motherfuckers tried to break in the house when we first came in. I was like, damn, we knew this was gonna be on some bullshit. We just knew. Why you fucking with us? Ever since then, they was trying to fuck with us, man. And it was crazy, the fucked up part about that is things and actions like that started to create this wedge in everybody, man. Because I remember actually I'll tell you a quick story. My what's it called? One of my homies that I used to do music with, and I met him in high school and shit. But we got locked in and everything. This dude was telling me a story. He's like, yeah, he had I forgot that there was some guy in his he lived a block away from him or something. So his mom took him in, so he became like a stepbrother to him. And the thing about him was he couldn't avoid the people down the street was fucking with him, and he couldn't avoid the bullshit. So then he just got caught up with it. He ended up joining up with that gang. He got put on, and what ended up happening was he started setting up his own stepmom for the house to get robbed. So he was laying it out for them, and they were getting robbed. It was fucked up, but it was a whole situation where it's like, man, you know, it was just sad, bro. It was just sad that happened. So he's telling us a story. He's like, yeah, it's fucked up because we took him in like family. He was like a brother to me, but for whatever reason, he just turned on us, and he was letting them people that lived down the street go into the house, and he was giving them the layout of everything. He showed them where everything was. It was sad. So he's having that conversation, like not, oh, how's it going? Not with me, but he's having the conversation with someone else. Like he's actually having the same excuse me, he was having that conversation with someone that I actually went to kindergarten with, which was funny. And then they're talking about it, and then he goes, it's fucked up because I think they're talking about the same guy. He's like, it's fucked up. I think he also set up, me and my mom too, like our house. It was just sad. So, that's the thing. Is like when you think about people like that and where they are now, man, it's like they really ain't shit. And it's like, where are they now? You made all that couple thousands here and there, and you're carrying that guilt. That's what you walk around with. But that's what creates the wedge. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them organizations don't even got the proper love and community love anymore, because you was just on some bullshit. You was doing selfish things, doing selfish shit. Motherfucker got away from the whole point. You know what I'm saying? And that's on everybody, folks. Pyru's everyone. You know what I'm saying? All y'all know you did wrong. Offer some spare change, my guy. For that spare change, y'all tripping. Couple hundred here and there, couple thousand here and there, y'all tripping. That's how you got to get it, man. That's what greed is. That's what greed will do to you, man. Peace and love to the real ones, man. The real folks, the real rules. You dig? Real folks, man. Real Pyrus, real. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Crip homies too. Shout out to them too, man. You dig? Shout out to all of them, man. It was some bullshit, man. That's how it is. It's fucked up. Motherfuckers is 30. So, anyone that was my 30s, I was like, yeah, 30s now you start like, yeah, I was on some bullshit. I really fucked up with the wrong, you did wrong by the right people. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers doing wrong by the right people. And it's fucked up. The people I know that went through that, they can't let them traumas go. The traumas linger so long into their brain that, whenever something would happen and I would just be around the area, they would start assuming the same with me. Like, bro, I mind my business. I'm doing this thing. I'm minding my own. I'm just around the element. But I got to speak on behalf of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So-called pure-hearted that try to keep their hands clean and do right all the time, doing the righteous stuff. And the people who are out here doing dirt and doing bad, I got to speak on behalf of everybody. Because we all live in, same circumstances, damn near. Situations, if you will. Maybe circumstances ain't the right word, but the same situation, same area, all that. There it is, man. Peace and love to all of them. We talking about real OGs, man. Not no, not these guys is faking out here, man. Y'all tripping. No morality, no nothing. Y'all on bullshit. You know who you are. Y'all know who you are too. That's what's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I almost took action into my own hands at times, but I'm like, you know what, man? It's kind of crazy because just when I thought I had the drop or to jump on somebody, then I realized, you know what, man? He really is struggling right now. He going through it. Let's see if he figures it out. Some people never figure it out and they continue to suffer. I was like, you know, man, all his choices make him suffer on his own. But it's fucked up. The same people that did me dirty, I still say what's up to him sometimes, man. I'm just showing love some days. I'm like, you know what, bro? Still all love, really. Because something about you is real fucked up in the head that is deeper than the surface level of robbing somebody or take advantage of somebody. Some should be deeper. I ain't been violated, pause like that. I've been done dirty, but never to umpteenth degree. So I can't even front realistically. I'm just comparing notes here. I'm just being honest. Yeah, man. We'll leave it at that. That's where the conversation went. That's how it's going. I love y'all, man, and I appreciate y'all, man. Peace.